So page 2, Tyler Dielmann versus Affinity Lifestyles, case 844-348. We're going to do appearances here in court first, and then we'll do them remotely, and we'll do them remotely in a little alphabetical order so we can make sure we got everyone taken care of. So first here in court, Mr. Odou, you the only.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Joel Odou on behalf of AffinityLifestyles.com, Inc. and Real Water, Inc.
Okay, who do I have on behalf of plaintiff, please?
Morning, Your Honor. This is Thomas Valet. I'm admitted pro hoc vice.
Where's your local counsel?
She was signed in a second ago, Your Honor, and she's still listed as being present. Melanie Hill.
I needed to make an appearance.
What I meant, Your Honor, is that she signed in remotely, and she's still signed in.
Right, but she still needs to say her name and be that she's actually here and participate in under the administrative order ADKT 613 since December of 2023. It's very clear. It's presumptively it must be audio visual. Okay, Ms. Hill.
Good morning, Your Honor. Melanie Hill appearing on behalf of Tyler Dielmann.
Okay, do we have anybody else?
Shouldn't be, Your Honor.
These cases, as you know, sometimes have a way of morphing and changing on any daily basis, so we always make sure. Okay, the reason why I still did it today is because, well, I appreciate, thank you for the detailed status report, counsel for defense. I didn't have it joint by all parties, and realistically, you're asking this court to change a trial date. Conceptually, with regards to some of the statements with regards to Wren, et cetera, so the court needed to have everybody present to see what everybody wanted on this case. But I will give you a quick heads up. My court's quick heads up is I'm inclined to keep these current dates. And I will say why I'm inclined to keep those current dates. You all can appreciate that there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of changes. You all, no one would have even known who retired, didn't retire. I mean, there's too many moving parts. This court did intentionally, and remember, this is a 2021 case. This court intentionally set the cases assigned to this department. I believe I was first in the state courts for any of the business court cases. And we tried to set them out to give people ample time. Other departments change their timing, then we're going to have to look at a filed first issue if we get closer to it. But for those of you who've gone through at least one, maybe two of these so far, you know that there's a lot of different issues that pop up that sometimes need extensive time periods. And so by keeping this consistent date in October, it gets an opportunity for people to get done what they've got done. I'm appreciate, this is all still in my inclination. I got another minute, sorry. My inclination also is with regards, I appreciate there's certain things that may be happening in the federal court, but I can quote my wonderful, beautiful crystal ball that is crystal, but does not tell the future. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think anybody else specifically knows what happened. And keeping consistency, I think, is the best for everyone for their expectations, because it doesn't only impact this case, it impacts other cases in front of this court, plus potentially other cases in front of other courts. And if I start moving things when I said I was going to do it first and get them all taken and set, then that could present a challenge. And I am appreciative that there's one other case that I did move, but that's a completely different case that didn't impact any of these schedules or anything else of any other trials anybody else set. That's my inclination. Go ahead, counsel. But I did appreciate it. It was a very detailed status report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honor. Joel Odou for the Real Water defendants. And we're not asking the court to change any dates in this case. We just wanted to alert the court of these potential conflicts. In fact, what we anticipate may happen is some of the cases that conflict with this trial may be consolidated with another court or another case this court has. And so it's on a different date that would resolve the conflict. So basically, the Martinez and Sharapov cases currently are with Judge Hardy. They conflict with this trial. We think those two cases may be consolidated with a different court case in front of this court. And there may be a motion to do that.
Okay. I don't think I have one yet that I have seen filed, but
Court has the Henry case in September.
right. No, I thought it was, that's why I said Henry. Yes.
Yep. And so if the conflicting cases get consolidated with Henry, the conflict goes away.
Okay, counsels for plaintiff. Sorry, you weren't in the last, as you may or may not know, they just finished trial in this department on the Hunworthson case. And so hence, some people are very familiar with schedules right now. Counsel for plaintiffs, was there something you requested? Today is the day just really for the status check. I'm just making sure things were moving forward. There wasn't any new bankruptcies that I didn't yet know about. There wasn't any things that were going on in other places that I didn't know about. Maybe this case got consolidated elsewhere. That happened in a different one of my cases before I knew about it. So trying to just find out, making sure things are moving where they need to move. Counsel for plaintiffs.
Morning, Your Honor. Thomas Valet for the plaintiff, Your Honor. Yes, we are moving cooperatively ahead. Mr. Odou and I have had a number of conversations. We're narrowing the scope of discovery and the issues that are going to be tried. We are finishing up the scheduling of the plaintiff's deposition, which will take place in March, and discovery will be completed on time.
Okay, and at present, this case has no other defendants other than your client, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so then what else can I do? I mean, like I said,
Joel Odou for Rural Water. The only thing we suggested, Your Honor, is because there are so many balls in the air with these various cases, to set another status check in this case, just to make sure that we stay on track. I mean, the parties will stay on track. It's the things that are out of our control.
right, and depending on if, without taking any other cases that may or may not have already been before me, there's certain things that sometimes certain agreements, if you're doing depots in lieu of live testimony to get some of those things worked out. I was going to be doing another status check. The question really became, did I do a status check in like June, or do I was thinking somewhere between May and July for a status check. I was more inclined towards May, but once again, you all know where you're moving forward to get what you need to be done. And how many parties are coming and how long this case is, because can you refresh the court's memory? Because this one originally was only going to be like 2 weeks. Is it still estimated to be 2 weeks in light of history of what you've already done?
I think this case will proceed very quickly. It'll probably go, 5 to 6 to 7 court days. So yeah, 2 weeks, but probably not 2 full weeks, Your Honor.
Okay. Counsels for plaintiff, would you concur?
Yes, Your Honor. That's a good estimate of the time.
Okay. And this was not one, I'm going to jump ahead with this issue, that I saw a need for the court to bring up the issue of a jury questionnaire, because you've got only one discrete defendant. What we've had history, just so that you all know, since I don't think you've been involved in those other 2 cases, 2 different departments, despite like in this department sending out 3,500 ability to serve questionnaires, over 1,109, I believe it was, people came in somewhere around there. That would be then we ended up with basically our first less than 100, and we kept them all for the entire time, even after 6 days of jury selection. I'm not suggesting you're going to have 6 days of jury selection. That was very, very unique, very, very, very underlined unique. So I will tell you, in light of that and that experience, and my understanding is Department 16 similarly had jurors that you didn't need to go over the first 100-ish jurors in that department as well. So I was not inclined to do a jury questionnaire because you don't have some of the time qualification issues that I had in other cases, which and don't have the breadth and depth of the number of parties. So is anyone going to tell me that they have a different view? Because time is going to be of the essence if there's going to be a different view.
Joel Odou for Rural Water. No, Your Honor, we believe that's accurate, and we will not need a jury questionnaire.
Counsels for plaintiff?
Yeah, Thomas Valet for the plaintiff, Your Honor. I concur with that.
Okay, great. That's just one of the things I know can come up the pike, so I want to make sure it's going to be discussed in another case, so I might as well mention this one too. Okay, I do appreciate then. I said sometime between May and July. What's your thoughts? I'll go to counsel for plaintiff first, and then I'll go to counsel for defense. When do you want your next status check? Make sure everyone's moving where they need to move.
I think May would be good, Your Honor. Our disclosure ends first week of May. Expert disclosures are due then, so we can report back to the court as far as what progress we've made.
Joel Odou for Rural Water. Yeah, mid-May would be great, Your Honor.
Okay, which means the 16th or the 21st at 8:30. You have a preference?
No preference for the plaintiff, Your Honor. Thank you.
No preference for Rural Water. Either one's fine.
Okay, just because your disclosures may end up being sometimes a little bit having, okay. When I say May 21, 8:30?
Very good, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, we'll do a status check, add to that. And subject to if something happens in the intervening time that I need to address it sooner, of course, you all know where to find me. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day and drive safe in the rain if you're here, and if you're not here, whatever weather you're experiencing. Hope it's not too horrendous. Take care.
17 degrees, Your Honor.
Okay, have a good one.
Thank you. Take
Okay,
care.
so